Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is me, Junior Maema. The reason why I came back today is following attack on refugee, which I believe most of you know that I came into this country as a refugee from the Democratic Republic of Congo who went to South Africa as an asylum seeker and was resettled to the United States of America as a refugee last year in November. So the reason why I came back today, I was prompted to come back today, is following attacks on refugees, specifically by some American politicians who are trying to use refugees as a scapegoat, as something in order to win their political gains. So I'm quickly going to go through the definitions of being first of all I'm going to go yeah I'll first go through the definition of the word refugees, because many people don't know the meaning of the word refugee. A refugee is a person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape persecution. And I'm going to go through the definition of the word terrorist. A terrorist is a person who uses terrorism in the pursuit of gain, political gain. So, the difference between a refugee as a terrorist is a person who lives in his country but is using terrorism or attack or killing because they want to get some political gain, or simply because they are extremists, they want to harm other people. Whereas a refugee is someone who is fleeing for his life, someone who is fleeing persecution. So there's a difference in that. And I think many Americans don't understand the government refugee resettlement program, just because they don't want to understand, or maybe because they don't want to know what the government do, or I don't know, maybe they just don't want anything to that deal with the government. That I think that's the politics with the Republican. They want separation between the government and state, or the government and people. So refugee not many refugees even get the chances of being resettled, especially if those refugees come from the Middle East, Iraq, Iran, or those countries who are considered Muslim countries. Most of those people, they call it security check. That security check is when they check your background. Some people call it the vetting process. Is it's like a thorough investigation about your background, about your criminal history, about what you've been doing in your life, if you've been involved in some criminal activity. Like I remember during my security check interview with the department officer of the Department of Homeland Security, they had to ask me if I'm involved with, you know, Afghan, or I'm involved with the rebel in the eastern part of Congo, or all of those things, which you know that I'm not involved in all of that, um, because to the meaning of refugee according to the Refugee Convention is is there's many different criteria of people who qualify as refugee. There's people who are refugee because of their political opinions. There are people who are refugee because of their religious beliefs. And there are people who are refugee because of being member of a particular social group, like being an LGBT person, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender person. In many countries, it can cost you death. That's why people who are LGBT are forced to escape persecution in their country. And if you look into the news, there are many people who are from Syria who are being, gay men from Syria are being torn out of buildings. You know, they are being they are being thrown out on top of building by ISIS terrorists because they might be Syrian, but they are refugees. They are not terrorists. So the terrorist duty is to harm other people because of their some political aim that they want to achieve or they want to harm other people. But an LGBT person is just a person who might be Syrian but still identify as gay or lesbian. And being in a Muslim country with Sharia law puts you in immediate danger. That's why many LGBT refugees have no other option but to flee to other countries that have gained so much, even if there's still more to be done, especially when it comes to the gender non-conforming population, the transgender population. They are still not accepted in many Western countries. People are people are still being killed because of their gender identity. Even some places, sexual orientation. Like it depends on where you live in the United States to feel safe. Like for someone like me, if I go to live to Louisiana or Tennessee or Alabama, I think I'm going to be attacked. I'm going to face the same thing that I faced in South Africa. Like recently, I was reading in the news, a transgender man in Texas was assaulted at gunpoint, and he went to report to the police officer, and police officer started mocking him and failed to arrest his attacker. And that's what happened to me in South Africa. It's the same thing. So it's still hard, but there's been some gain in the LGBT community in this country than in other countries. That is why some LGBT people or many other refugees, like women's refugees, there are many people who, some people are fleeing because of their political opinion, maybe because they are against the regime in Syria. That's why they are forced to flee. Some people because of their religious beliefs, like there was a woman in Sudan who was Muslim, but because her husband was Christian, she was converting to Christianity. So they wanted to kill her because she given up on Islam. Some people, that woman likely she has asylum in the United States, but because of her religious belief, they wanted to kill her. They wanted to kill her. She had to get asylum in another country because of the persecution. So once again, I'm appealing to those people who are attacking refugees, who are attacking many other vulnerable population of this world, to know that no one chooses to be a refugee. People become refugees. Most of those people are fleeing Syria, who are fleeing war. They didn't choose to leave their country. Some of them, they didn't even know that they could leave their country. The situation changed. Some people decided to start making war, killing people. And when your life is not safe, you have to exit. When your life is in danger, you cannot be somewhere where people are trying to kill you. You have to go somewhere else. So instead of trying to find a way to help people who really need help, some people are choosing to turn their back on them, to treat those people badly. You know, we all needed help at some point in life. No one can say they make it in life without other people's help. We all need help in life to achieve what we want to achieve. We all need help. And this country, if you look into the history of this country, many people, even some of those politicians, like Ted Cruz's father came from Cuba. Cuba was a country that was banned from the United States. People from Cuba couldn't travel to the United States. I remember one of my friends, she told me she had to go to Cuba through Canada to give assistance to people. And then when she came back, she's American, she said it was during Bush administration. They wanted to arrest her because she had to explain why she had to go to Cuba. because Cuba was considered. And those people, some of them, they've made it here, they've become president. They didn't even become president, but they are into the race, maybe to become president in the United States with immigrant backgrounds. They are the first people nowadays who are trying to close the door for people who want to come in, in order to escape violence or persecution the way their father escaped it. So instead of talking a lot of things that doesn't make sense, I'm appealing to the people who are attacking refugees, who are trying to close the door to refugees, to try to educate themselves, to know the true meaning of being a refugee, to know what it means to be a refugee, what it means to be a asylum seeker. Um, yeah, I'm going to be having another interview on Skype about religious belief versus LGBT rights, and that is the reason why, especially many LGBT people leave their country, especially in Africa, because of religious belief, and some of those religious extremists who are making people to leave Africa are from the United States, right-wing Americans, evangelists. They are the one who go into country. They are the one who went to Uganda to make the situation worse. That's why many people, many Uganda can't live in Uganda. They are now in Kenya, refugee camp, trying to wait to be resettled. And the process doesn't happen at once. The resettlement process can take years in order for people to be able to get here, unless unless it's an emergency case. It's very rare for those emergency cases also. It takes 2 years mostly in order to be able to get into the country of resettlement. So I've gotta go now. I'm going to have another Skype interview on religion and versus LGBT rights. So yeah, I'm appealing to all of you to keep on fighting for what is right and keep on doing the right things, and please vote for the Democrat Party in the election November 2016. That's the only way we can make change happen, because right now with the Republican Party, they're just choosing anything that they want, just to distract people from the real issues. So thank you very much. Bye bye.